Hello everyone and welcome back to the Brightworks. You know I'm always looking for interesting games that you guys send over. I love checking out the cheeky strategies that you get up to. And apparently with this 11-minute long replay, or maybe it was 15-minute long replay, it was very, very short. But we do have some relatively high true skill players in the lobby, so I feel like this has got to be a very, very interesting match after all. It ended normally. So it's going to be an interesting one, but I'm super excited to see what goes down. Representing our blue team leader, going to be a Cortex commander right up on the front line. We have Swimman. Swimman going for that Cortex vehicle lab. Meanwhile, it already looks like there's something planned in the chat. Sharp Castle, 33, planning some sort of a rush or something. Fastest van ever is also planning to get in on the fun. It looks like the green team is going to be our aggressors, at least for this game. Water. Spectre just having a little bit of fun with the draw tool here. But representing our red team in the southwestern corner is going to be Beanbro. Beanbro going for that bot lab in the back here. That bot lab might just be the step up into a air lab here. Definitely could be just the stepping stone in the back. I'm not expecting that this is going to stay up for long. It's very odd to see a bot lab in the back lane, unless maybe you're going for tech, but even then the bot lab will probably go down relatively soon. I think we can go ahead and destroy this, get rid of that, and let's see if we can figure out what's going on back here. Looks like, at least for the time being, everyone is mostly concerned with getting their air labs up. We do have a solar start over here. It looks like Swimman also working on getting that energy production up and running. Terriblar. That's a great name. Very word sandwichy. It just definitely feels very good on the tongue. Stack them up first. What are they playing? Hold on, I have to read it. Sorry. Let's do it all rush. Please get a backline eco. People do it all the time. Rush. So you want me to rush or eco? Rush fast, rush. Okay, so there wasn't like a unit specifically. I was wondering if we were going to get some blitzes. We just took a look at the blitzes and saw just how wonderful those blitzes can be, how much damage they can really lead to. So I wondered if that's what we were going for. We do have ticks across the field for Terriblar. Their name indicates that they might be bad at the game, but this is absolutely beautiful economic damage here. Economic. Economic damage. No, economic damage here as we take out a couple of these 2.3 metal extractors. 2 of them, to be precise. The ticks do eventually run out of APM here, and the laser turret comes up, meaning they will go down shortly afterwards. Only 2 ticks were sent into the back line, so we didn't get a great scout of the entire layout of the enemy base, and that actually could come in to bite them pretty terribly if it means that this rush isn't going to be countered. It could certainly be bad. Meanwhile, the front line has been completely devoured here by this Lazarus. Swimman moves forward to D-gun the light laser turret. That's a very nice move. Always a good idea. At least in this new meta it is. But Swimman is tagged up a little bit, so it's going to be a laser battle here. 70% versus 80%. Not quite the right numbers. All you have to know is that Swimman is not looking great. Swimman is feeling the heat right now as the pressure is mounting. The music is having a hard time keeping up today. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. We'll turn that up real high. Dominum Belly going for a vehicle lab back here, but really this is the cheese, right? We're not going for any kind of eco lead in the backline here. We're just going to start pumping out units. Usually this will result in a negative where the backline is down on economy. However, it's a gambit, because if it works out, it means that you're going to break the enemy's front line and you'll have a tremendous advantage. Looks like Swimman's commander went down here. Apologies for missing that, but Sharp Castle will be moving in to try and contest this here. It's not like Swimman doesn't have an army at this point. The incisors are starting to roll forwards. Sharp Castle with a beautiful D-gun there. Catches a whole bunch of those grunts as well as a medium tank. Very, very valuable. Love to see this commander start eating this up. There it goes. And the commander is going to be pulling back a juicy 77 metal per second back to this team. Very nicely done. Commander sitting in a little puddle. Ooh. Nice little snipe there as Terriblar's commander goes down as well, and that's going to give Sharpcastle a huge amount of metal. Beanbro is instructing that we take the island, and I think that's probably a great idea. Do we have an air player back here? It doesn't look like it. We do have transports available. Oh, we do have an air player. Sorry, Beanbro is the air player. So we can definitely see a little bit of aggression, but we can see the plan is already coming together. Swimman saying 8 minutes and we go, coordinating with the team here. The front line is in absolute shambles, as now Oyo, I think that's just supposed to be a little face, but we'll call you Oyo. Oyo here is trying to hold this front line with whatever tanks they have, but it's just going to be too many players up against them. Going to be very difficult to hold that all on their own. Sharpcastle in a little bit of trouble. These T1 medium tanks can do a lot of work. Ooh, but they get way too close and get D-gunned down immediately. Very nicely done. Ooh, 9%, 8%. Sharpcastle's commander will survive. Very, very low health, but it does manage to eat up a tremendous amount of metal. Send it right back to the team, and that's really all we're looking for here. It's a build power shortage right now, actually. We just don't have the construction power. Oh, we do have a build turret over here. It's just not locked onto this building. That could be the reason why these units are streaming out so slowly. But Dominum Belly, as well as Swimman, as well as Fastest Van Ever, have all pooled their resources. You can see there's a huge army that's now growing on the front lines here. 9 stouts and 18 incisors. I mean, it's huge for T1 anyway. It could definitely sweep through the forces over here and contribute a ton of damage. Meanwhile, these tanks are putting up the facade that we're only having a couple of T1 medium tanks to hold the front line here. Little do they know that there's actually a massive army building in the back lines here. I absolutely love to see this, actually. I think this is something that we see a lot less than we really should. Ideally, this sort of teamwork can completely win you the tide of the game. It can really change the entire face of the game. So it's a shame that we don't see this more often, but I absolutely think that this can do a lot of damage. We'll have to see how the micro is. We'll have to see how this ends up going. But I do think that this is going to be a tremendous advantage for the blue team if they can pull this off. Meanwhile, the red team is teching up. They're playing this normally. There's been no scouting, so they're not aware of the huge mass of forces that is building on the enemy's front line here. We do have the radars, and what does our vision look like? We see a lot of units. Okay, if front is gone by then your problem. Is that what it's saying? Anyways, the units push. We're a little preemptive here. Not quite 7 minutes, but I guess we're just, it's now or never. Better late than never, I suppose, as the units do collapse and these medium tanks as well as the blitzes are doing tremendous damage. Wow, really, really huge. This push is going to wipe out Terriblar's entire production facility. No way that one player could hold up against that much T1 medium tanks rolling into their base. It's just too much pressure. There was not the necessary support because all of the backline was teching. Nobody really scouted for this. And suddenly these T1 medium tanks are getting way into the backline. We have these incisors to follow up to, and those are going to be very dangerous. Those can burst down those light infantry units very, very quickly. This commander should definitely be trying to D-gun some of this. Get right into this and try and hit a really, really nasty D-gun. That's really the only way you're going to be able to hold this is with the help of a commander. The pawns are also going down to the massive amount of fire from these T1 medium tanks as they now find Tactical Meow's base, who went for a little bit of tech as well, has those advanced solar panels, but they're going to do you no good against the artillery bombardment, or the plasma bombardment, rather, of the tanks over here. Fulik, or Foolsea, however you say it, has also fallen prey to the Incisor Blitz combo, Wombo combo, as now their lab goes down, meaning that they are completely without resources here. T2 Constructor goes down as well, meaning that the commander is the last bastion holding this entire side together. Oyo is in a ton of trouble as well, as some Janices are charging up a second volley of shots. They fire into the wind turbines. Some of them are going to fire into the production facility here. Janices are tricky to manage in that sense, but they can do tons and tons of damage, as we can see here. And those Janices roll forward, they kill the commander, and that is a beautiful sweep through this red team. The blue team pulling out all the stops here to make sure that the blue team, or that the red team, has no chance of rebuilding the pressure. Oh, I love to see this. I was just about to say, the next thing that you could do is reclaim off this front line to feed your armies, continue growing your war effort. We do see sprinters brought out, and those are decent against these T1 vehicles. They can do They can do all right against the medium tanks, and they can do very good against the blitzes, but you do have to split them, and you have to make sure that you get a good surround, otherwise they just don't quite do enough damage to be menacing. This is an okay engagement here, mostly because those tanks will miss their shots when those sprinters are running around like crazy. The sprinters could save the day if it weren't for the fact that a red player has already been wiped off the face of the map. They've actually resigned from the game, and at this point, wow, they were not kidding. This is the fastest game of Supreme Straits I think I've ever seen. What a beautiful play. What an absolutely beautiful play. Demonstrating exactly why scouting is so crucially important here. Showing that there's really, the necessity of scouting is so high, because they could have seen these massive amounts of forces that are building up on the enemy side. They could have prepared for that. They could have sent more units to the front line. That just didn't happen because, you know, there was no awareness of it. Eventually they saw all those multicolored dots, and it's hard to blame a lot of these players that do have low chevrons, which means that they're new to the game. But certainly this is a absolute sweep from the blue team, who coordinated perfectly. They organized their forces, and they struck with brutal ferocity. Huge kudos to them. I'm going to speed up this game because I know this goes out for a little bit longer, but there is no hope. There is no hope. I'll be blunt with you folks. Always tough for when to call these, right? I'd love some feedback from you guys. When do you call a game of Beyond All Reason? When is too far? Because I am as well a fan of an epic comeback story as you guys are. But man, it is looking pretty hopeless here. This commander is cloaked up on this hill. That's going to be quite annoying to find. Yep, the units are streaming through. We'll crank this up to 6x speed now. The great search continues. Oh, are these medium tanks going to roll up that hill? They certainly could. We're probably thinking that the commander is somewhere over here. This is what happens when you don't resign, by the way. If you don't resign, then the commanders will never die. There we go. The last commander does end up exploding. The red team saps out, and the blue team wins the game. What an incredibly quick game. Too quick for a YouTube video, huh? You're used to the 40-minute games. Let me know what you thought of the stream down below. Oh, Pope Sai says, new Brightworks video soon. Well, Pope Sai, you couldn't have called it any better. Couldn't have called it better. I'm absolutely thrilled to see this game. This was really nice. Thanks a ton for watching. Thanks a ton for tuning into this. This is a quick game, very quick, in and out. Perfect for a lunch break. Perfect for making a little meal too. Hope you enjoyed looking at this really cool one. And Scout. That's the name of the game. All right. Anyways, I'll let you go, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.